Live from Paranormal Central, SPS Radio with your host, Jeffrey Gonzalez, is on the air. Tune in for lively conversations regarding UFOs, Bigfoot, hauntings, and conspiracy theories, among others. If you would like to speak to Jeffrey on tonight's show, the call-in number is 559-287-8367. That's 559-287-UFOS.
Hello?
I'm on the air right now.
Oh.
Sorry.
Never fails. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, and you are watching SPS Radio, better known as Paranormal Central. In the central San Joaquin Valley of California, better known as Fresno, California. And to my left, in the dark again, is Alan Thomas. Good evening, everybody. All right. That call came in on my personal phone, and that's where actually I have my music coming out of my personal, so she didn't know I was on for some reason, so alright, so what are we to start? That would have Danny, that would have sucked, huh? Well, there was a UFO in my front lawn, and you just hung up on me, dumbass.
Sometimes I wonder if that doesn't happen.
You know what? Then you need to be calling my 24-hour hotline instead of my personal one.
In fact, our number's not up, I noticed.
It isn't?
No. We have no number.
Why is that?
Good question.
It's always supposed to be up there. Then I'm going to have to keep repeating it then tonight if it's not up there for some reason. I don't know why it's not up there. Okay, we'll have to fix that. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am the host of... Okay, now why is it says... Okay, perfect streaming. Of SPS Radio, coming to you live from, and I already said where we're from, Fresno, California. And thank you for being here on a Sunday evening. Very cold and not raining, from what I understand right now. So if you want to go outside and take your... phone with you and listen to the show and watch the show outside while you're sky watching, well, you know what? More power to you, because the more people we have outside right now, the better. And for those who don't know, you can actually watch this show right now anywhere in the world, even on your cell phone. There is an app out there that you can get for free, no dinero. It's on the live stream app. Just go to iTunes, load up Live Stream. It's a free one. And once you download it on your Android or iPhone, you just type in on the search for SPS Radio. And we'll come up, hit the play right now, and you can actually watch us and listen to us anywhere you want. If you're at work, if you're in church on a Sunday, then you can do that too. Hey, whatever you want to do. Just listen. That's all I have to say. Just listen. So, all right, thank you for tuning in tonight. We have some good stuff for you tonight. last show we did was on a Monday night, and the reason why we did it on a Monday night last week and not a Sunday night because it was New Year's Eve, and we wanted to get on and just chat for about an hour and a half just to make sure if anything did happen, we were going to be live on the air to share it with you and to give it to you on the play-by-play. If it did happen, if something did happen. Well, something did happen north Fresno that night. I did not become aware of it until the day after during work, where a coworker of mine texted me and said, "Jeff, I'm gonna do a snapshot of this guy on Facebook, and I'm gonna send it to you. It's a friend of my daughter's." And he sent it over to me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read it to you. Let me go ahead and just pull it up. I didn't even think about reading it to you, but I'm going to read it to you right now. Okay, and this is and he was not a friend of mine on Facebook. Okay, this is just some guy out there. Please, okay, I'm quoting. This is what he said. "Please, people, tell me I'm not the only one that saw the UFOs last night." Now, this was on Tuesday, so he's talking about Monday night. "I was on my way to work at Table Mountain, and I saw 4 lights. Long story short, one shot straight into the air and disappeared. The remaining 3 formed a perfect triangle and hovered almost directly above me on Albury Road. In parentheses, holy crap! Then, one by one, they lifted into the air and disappeared. I cannot explain how amazing it was to have witnessed it. I know other employees saw them, and apparently some radio station talked about them. Any of you see them? Question mark." And he posted it on his wall, and I guess my buddy's daughter saw it and said, "Dad, I'm going to send you over this." And then what happened is I went and I sent him a message via Facebook to be a friend, and also I messaged him. And he called me back that night. And he gave me the whole story. But what I want to do is I want to have him tell you the whole story live on the air. And he is willing to do that tonight for us. So I'm going to call him. He is a security guard at Table Mountain Casino, which is north of Fresno, California. And he was on his way to work, and he witnessed something that he told me that he has been waiting for all his life. And he finally saw what he's been wanting to see forever. And he was blown away. And apparently when he got to the casino, people were already talking about it at the casino. The patrons that were walking in were actually coming in and telling people, "Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that?" Security guards were going, "Yes, we saw it. Yes, we saw it." Even the supervisor of the security company there saw it also. He said, "I thought they were Chinese lanterns until they started moving very rapidly and forming patterns in the sky. Then they started to disappear one by one." And he's like, so, and then he telling me that apparently people were saying that a radio station in Fresno were talking about it. So people were calling into the radio station, and they were saying something about weird lights up in that area. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give him a call right now, and we're going to get him to basically spill the beans on exactly what he saw that night.
And this is like the same area of last week or so where they were
pretty darn close.
That we were showing the pictures, right? Mm-hmm. And they were going up in the same way he said.
Yeah.
And they said they were coming out of the river or the quarry or something, right?
Right, and
which is only like right there.
It's right there. Everything is right there. Everybody, now, when we say, North Fresno, this is where the triangle crash happened. This is where everybody sees these lights, man. Now, when I posted it on Tuesday about what this guy saw, right away, people were making comments. "Well, yeah, I saw the searchlights too, Jeff." Come on, really? Do you think people know what searchlights are? I know what they are. And granted, yes, they can make, different weird patterns in the sky. But, people aren't going to go and talk and go crazy over searchlights. People know what the searchlights do, and there's different type of searchlights. You have your 4-on-1 that do that do this, okay, and then you have the older types that just go back and forth. People know what searchlights are. They're not going to make a big hoopla about searchlights. They're not that dumb. So I'm upset that people would come on my wall and say, "Yeah, I saw the searchlights too. That's all they were." We're having several people, or probably over 20 people, who saw these things. I think they're not going to get excited over searchlights, for one thing. All right, so okay, enough of that. We're going to let him talk about it. His name is Nolan, and we're going to call him on the hotline. Make sure I get it up here.
Please enjoy this Verizon ringback tone while your party is reached.
He should dance right now. Everybody dance. What is that song?
Guys, you've reached Nolan. Your name and number after the beep.
Really?
I'll get back to you
I
as soon
told
as
you
can.
I was going to be calling you right now. You're killing me. People, you're supposed to be waiting by the phone. And he texted me back and said, "Hey, I'm going to have the phone on right at that time." Is it 7:15? Yeah, it's 7:15. I told him I was going to call him that. Okay, let's try it again.
If that don't work, text him. That always
Please
works.
enjoy this Verizon
Dude,
ringback
call me
tone while your
back.
party is reached.
Live radio, folks. Live radio. Yes, Dave Strike. No, he was excited that he wanted to talk about it. He had no setbacks about talking tonight. And again, he had no clue that I even exist. Sanger Paranormal Society even exists. It's just that.
Hey guys, you've reached Nolan. Your name and
All right, I'm going to go ahead and just text him real quick, and then hopefully we can get him to call in. So, as you guys know, we are going to be visited sometime this week, and I'm not going to tell you what day it is because, we don't want to cause a crowd of people, but sometime this week we are having a production company from Sweden. Yes, you heard me right, Sweden. Go figure, is coming to Fresno to film a UFO show. And it's going to be about us, the Sanger Paranormal Society, SPS Radio, what the heck is going on in Fresno, and Alan and I, including 3 other witnesses, are going to be involved in this UFO episode. And from what I understand from Ellen, because him and I have been talking to the associate producer who's putting all this together from Sweden, what type of show this is. And I didn't really get that much information until Ellen was talking to her about the type of show it was. And go ahead and spill it.
Well, she does the It's All Paranormal, but over there, it seems, from what I can gather, over there, Bigfoot and UFOs are like hot topics, like prime time. Like over here, it's more like I don't know, NFL or Honey Boo Boo or something. But over there, they're into this stuff. So it's really cool that we're gonna get to expand our horizons and talk to other countries about it. I'm really excited about it.
So apparently this is the big deal then.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So that's awesome. I mean, prime time. So I guess from Ellen and what they were saying is that, this is going to be like probably on an NBC or ABC or CBS channel. I'm thinking.
Yeah, their main. It's a main program.
Wow.
Time.
So we're talking millions and millions and millions of people are going to hear about what's going on in Fresno, California from other countries.
Wait, didn't you say they're like worldwide? I didn't look up
Yeah,
the company.
I looked up the company, and they have offices worldwide, all over the place. So
That's cool.
their main hit over there is that one show called Being Human, and they took the English version and did it on the Sci-Fi Channel down here, and it happens to be one of my wife's favorite shows, and there's a lot of people who like that show too, Being Human. And
I never
so
even heard of it.
I know it's on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I think I don't know if it finished or not, but I don't know if they're going to start up another year or whatever. But it's a really good show. But yeah, they're coming down this week, and they are going to be spending probably a full day with us and shooting a lot of stuff. So now, hopefully Nolan will call us here in a couple seconds, but in the meantime, we're going to tell you a little bit about what's going on with them. And what's awesome is that the reason why they are now familiar with us, about us, is because of chasing UFOs, for example. And also they witnessed, or they saw the Fox News news show or broadcast report on us and the Nevada Triangle, and they also saw that, and they said, well, what, let's go to Fresno. And I'm going, okay. So this is kind of weird how this is all happening. It's not like we're doing this on purpose. What we're doing is reporting what's going on down here, and people are listening, and they're actually taking interest in what's going on. And it's they know when the stuff is real, when Fox News is reporting it, when people are notifying us left and right, when the law enforcement is calling us and telling us about what's going on. And now, from what I understand from Alan, is in the process of him calling about permits. He's assisting the Sweden people in getting permits for the filming here in the Fresno area, that someone else knows about what's going on north of Fresno. And Alan, why don't you go ahead and just elaborate a little bit, but not really get into. But Alan was on the phone talking to the flood control people who handle the levee, which is north of Fresno, where all this is happening. So go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, well, they it seems like to me they want to relate some stories that they know, and I was trying to get it out of them. I was asking questions. Only then, the thing that happens to a lot of people that I talk to about stuff like this, it's the ridicule factor. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, they make a joke out of it, and then you can't get the real story out of them. And I have a feeling it's because they, they're afraid of being ridiculed. Yeah. And I have a feeling they have some really good stuff. I mean, I kind of got the feeling he was going to relate, this really cool story that goes way back, and then he stopped and had to start laughing. Mm. And then he laughed and he laughed and he laughed. It was like, man, dude. Well,
hopefully hearing that they're listening to, because, Alan is also talking to the Film Commission.
Right.
And because, that's where you start with the permits. And
sure
apparently the head lady, what's her name?
Oh man,
sorry,
I can't remember.
But I know you're watching because apparently you are watching our show though at work. Oh, yep. I'm not supposed to do that. Hi. And apparently, from what we are doing here, it's bringing excitement to Fresno, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, because it isn't just us. I mean, it's all interest in
and not just paranormal.
Right.
It's Fresno had the Film Commission. What? Yeah. What a Film Commission is that they have a website where it's their whole purpose is to show the Hollywood people to come over here and film your movies and your TV shows and your commercials here very cheap. So we have so much scenery, so much beautiful scenery here that you got Yosemite, you got Bass Lake, you got Shaver, you go to the outskirts of the country, there's a lot of shows and movies that have been filmed here. And from what I understand from Ellen, by talking to her, is that ever since the Chasing UFOs,
ever since that, And I think what you just hit on the key word that I think is what does it is the cheap.
Cheap?
Oh yeah, when you go to L.A. area, the permits are like outrageous. I mean, everything's outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they come over here, we want them. I mean, the Film Commission in Fresno wants everybody here, so they made it really cheap, and some of them are even free. I mean,
that's a good thing, because you have to understand that even if it brings over a small crew, they're bringing their money to Fresno, so they have to buy hotels. Not buy hotels, rent hotels, buy their food, and buy their fuel. So all that adds up.
And usually they hire, like, if little helpers and stuff like that. They'll hire 2 or 3 people for however amount of time, and usually the actual shoot schedule is about a week on a normal show, but only there's 3 or 4 weeks of getting everything ready, like where they're going to shoot, the permits, talk to all the people that's going to be in it, and get everything all lined up. And that takes work. And the shopping for the food, for the cars, getting the rental cars lined up, all that. And then when you have that all lined up, then the crew and the cast come in, and they're here for 1 solid week killing you. Yeah, and then when it's all done, they all fly away and you're done.
And you're done.
Yeah.
And it supposedly after the chasing UFOs, things have picked up for them, which is awesome, and I'm happy for that.
Me too.
And it's only bringing more notice to the area, but not just in the paranormal side, everything else, which is awesome. Because I would love for Hollywood to come down and film national movies here. I mean, we have the 180 and the 168 where they can actually shut down during nighttime and do some car chase scenes down the stretchway from Academy all the way to Temperance. There's some great freeway there that could be shut down at 2 o'clock in the morning to do some great scenes, and that's what they're looking for. And at the Film Commission, if you're listening, you need to put that all, and you have put freeways, but you guys need to film more of that. I think the 168 or even the 180 towards that way, towards Sanger, you guys need to shoot a lot of video of that on and put it on your website, because they're looking for that. And I used to live in Los Angeles, and I know people in that business, and they do, for example, Transformers, the first one, they did it on the 57 freeway in San Dimas where it ends. That's where they shot all that over there. But no, they're looking for good freeways to shoot stuff with, and I think you guys have some great ones down here. So, so let's see. Okay, so come on, Nolan, call me, pal.
Try dialing him.
Let's try to call him again.
So now the Bigfoot thing. While he's doing that, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I got that site on Facebook, the Sasquatch in the Sierras. I'm going to call a meeting here in the next probably week or two, and I'll let everybody know where. And I'm actually looking for a place where we can meet at, because I have a feeling it's going to be
quite a bit of people.
Yeah, 30 or so people. But I want to start making plans for the spring, see what everybody has to offer, any ideas that people have that because I can't think of everything.
I think Alan's ideas, and I never even thought about that, but the more people, obviously you don't want to have too many people,
right, in one place.
Right. But you want to have them sporadic, and create like a little type of camp, like Boy Scouts campsite, like 2 or 3, not all mounted together or situated together, but in separate parts. And when you do that, you tend to create a reason for the Bigfoots to come around. Like, what the heck is going on over there? And this is a place where we go this doesn't happen. You don't have people coming in and having campsites and campfires and all that. It's just not. It doesn't happen here because it's in the remote part of the forest. But if we were to do that, I think it would create that. What's the word I'm looking for? Just, for them to come around and to peek around the trees and say, man, what's going on over there? I've never seen that here before. And while that is all happening, people like us, with the equipment that we have, can be stationary in certain spots and are basically now listening and keeping our eyes open with infrared and possibly a couple FLIRs back, when the time comes, that we can capture some of these things on video, and that's what we need to do.
Plus, we need to, while we're placing cameras and stuff like that, I know they're watching us.
Mm-hmm.
They're absolutely watching us. So we need to have, before we even go out placing cameras, we need a few people to go off in different directions and do noisy stuff and get their attention and get them watching them. As the persons that are going to go, give them 30 minutes to make enough noise to get their attention.
Exactly. And
then they go place the cameras. And I think we'll actually possibly trick them.
Yeah, and that's a great idea. It's all about creating a diversion,
right?
Where they can. Now I was trying to think of the stupid name tune and finally hit me. Diversion. Hello, where we could, because Sasquatches are smart.
Yeah.
Absolutely geniuses out there. And Alan said it right on the money. They're freaking ninjas. So they could be watching us take a crap out there. They could, watch us picking up firewood, and we wouldn't even know that they're there. And it's all about, letting them focus somewhere else while we place the cameras. And I think this time, and we're not going to say what we're going to do with these cameras now, but you had a great idea about doing what we thought about doing.
Yeah.
And we're not going to say what we're going to do because there are people listening who are going to steal our ideas.
That's right. Well, Joe Walls, he found a spot that it was a rock that looked like a chair sitting up on the side of the ridge that oversees the whole little valley. And it looked like he sat in it, and he's like, wow, this is perfect. I can sit right here and see everything going on. So that's why I thought, well, so you go in with some cameras, and you're going around placing them, and this thing's sitting in the chair.
Watching us.
Yeah, saying, oh, wow, look at him. And then he runs down and gets a good look at what you're doing, follows you around. Mm-hmm. That's when I thought, we got to get some people out there, with a boom box or something dancing up and down the dirt road.
A couple of naked girls or something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Some hooters. Yeah.
Wait. See if my wife says anything. No, she hasn't said anything yet. Oh, it's a delay on it, so that's why she hasn't responded yet. Hold on.
Yeah, it'll take a minute. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see. Still nothing. So I don't know if she's listening. So yeah. So anyways, but that's the whole idea. We have some plans for the near future. I think 2013 is going to be the year of the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I really do. Last year we didn't have the time last year to go Bigfoot hunting at all. There we go. Delay reaction. Did you hear that? So, and it's and this year we're going to be spending a lot of time in the hills. We are, because it's time. It's time to let people know that what we have east of Fresno is for real. What left the impressions on these windows are for real. And it's this guy here. There's no doubt about that these guys are up there. And the Department of Forestry, the government, all those people know they're up there. They just can't say. So
and what's cool is it takes people to do these things. Mm-hmm. And we have a nice crowd of people that's interested, and everybody has their gift, their talent,
right,
to bring, and I want to use all of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So even kids,
that's right,
because Sasquatch are very curious about kids. So I was thinking about getting one kid and tying him with a rope and putting him out in the in the middle someplace and just leave him there.
Yeah. Put an apple in his mouth.
So now, since we're talking about Sasquatch, It happens to be the first Sunday of the new year of 2013. For all those who get the Sunday paper, I'm pretty sure you guys all got the comics, and my wife brought this to my attention, but it happens to be 2 comic strips on Bigfoot in the Sunday paper today on the comic section. And I know you can't see this, but for all those who don't read the comics, it's time for you to go get this comic, because right here there's a Sasquatch walking, and in the back there's like 5 photographs, but they're all blurry. So basically it's telling you that you can take a picture, it's all blurry. Now that one was funny, but the one in the back, it's all this right here. And again, I don't read the comics, but it's about Sasquatch being invisible. And okay, woohoo, it snowed overnight. Great. Then we should stay in bed and watch TV all day. And he goes, no, fresh snow makes it good day to go tracking for Sasquatch. Of course, how silly of me. And the guy doesn't want to get out of bed. Okay, I don't see any Bigfoot. Okay, now they're out, in the foothills. Okay, I don't see any Bigfoot tracks. Let's go home now. No, this is just might confirm my theory that Sasquatches have learned to avoid detection by traveling up in the trees. And hey, that has been known many times, okay? I mean, people talk about that. Or maybe they're aliens using anti-gravity belts. Where have we talked about alien association? Okay, now you're just making fun of me. But now I think it's some more, and they're starting to walk away, and there's a couple of Sasquatches with red belts, and they're hovering behind trees. Okay, pretty funny stuff. But that goes to show you that people are actually talking about Bigfoot now more than ever. And it's not that they're making fun. From what I just saw here, they're not really making fun of Bigfoot or people who believe in Bigfoot. They're basically telling you, like on this particular one, why they haven't been noticed or have been detected is because these guys are pretty good at hiding. Okay? The one in front, yeah, blurry. I mean, Sasquatches are blurry. That's just pretty much a given there. So, but there you go. I think 2013 is going to be the year. There's going to be so many people out there looking for a Sasquatch that I think the odds are now going to be more towards somebody really getting a good video or a picture. And there's going to be a lot of hoaxes too. No doubt about it, a lot of hoaxes.
Technology is catching up to the Bigfoot.
Yeah, unfortunately.
For sure.
So, Titman had any UFOs this week? Well, we had UFOs on New Year Eve, but the person who's supposed to be calling me back is not. Now, I don't know why that is, because he just texted me and he says, I will have the phone on at 7:15. Now, for some reason, maybe he's not getting my phone calls. That has happened before. Let's try it again. You follow me? Maybe someone is diverting.
Enjoy this Verizon ringback tone while your party is reached.
Jesus. Come on. Okay. So I'm just gonna
So did you text him?
Yeah, I did.
And he's not texting back?
He's not.
What did he get tired and scared?
I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry. And that's extra scary to me because there's a large out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside.
Boom, boom. Gotta love that. So there you go. All right, Bigfoot 2013. Now, come on, Nolan, call me. I want to talk about these UFOs that you witnessed. He just texted me right before we went on. Said I'm going to have the phone on at 7:15. Go ahead and call me, and I'll answer it. So, all right. Well, in the meantime, I want to show you guys some pictures that I have lined up that I was going to show you anyways. You guys know all the fun stuff is happening North Fresno. the ancient ruins, the whole 9 yards. UFOs have been seen over there for years and years and years. And apparently the flood control people has also had sightings as well, that right now they're trying to keep hush-hush. But we're going to try to get out there and talk to them in person and see if we can get some stories out of them. But there's, down Albury, from Copper Avenue down Albury. Now, the security guard, when he witnessed these, and I'm saying UFOs, okay, because they're unidentified flying objects. Now, from what he was describing, they were not no way any type of aircraft, because they were solid orbs. They were doing these maneuvers. Those aren't airplanes, and those aren't helicopters. They're not, Chinese lanterns. They're not spotlights or searchlights, weather balloons. They were somehow intelligently controlled objects. But by whom? Our military? Maybe. What would they have, though, as far as orbs go? What would be the purpose of these orbs? Now, drones, we have drones. Drones are not orbs. So, as far as debunking that, it's, and drones are very loud. They're small airplanes. They're about, probably half the size, or not half the size, maybe a little bit tiny smaller than a regular single propeller airplane, two-seater airplane. And these things are loud, and they don't hover. We don't have drones that hover. We don't. Okay. So, where this security guard saw these things, it happens to be the location where a lot of other people see these things as well. What I did is, a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago, I went into Google Earth and I started just looking all over the place down there. And, that was, in a way, how I found the ruins. Well, not really, because, Justin and I, when we went walking around, that's how we found the ruins. But I decided to go further up north and start searching on Google Earth. And I started seeing weird objects on the ground. And these objects had patterns to them, and they were actually something that I've seen before. And what I want to do is I want to show you one of the objects that I spotted in that area. I don't know how big this object is, because you have to understand is I'm looking down from Google Earth downward, and you can only go so far until it gets blurry. Well, so I don't know how the dimensions on this particular object, but I'm going to show you. Nazca. Well, my cousin in Sacramento, the Nazca lines. I'm going to show you another picture that has to do with Nazca lines. This what I'm about to show you right now is not a Nazca line at all. Okay. I'm going to blow you guys away here. I'm going to try anyways. Okay, I'm going to try to blow you away anyways. Let me hide the control. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you this. All right. Now, what is this? What does it look like to you people right here? Is it an anomaly of some type? Sure, it could be an anomaly of some type. But this is in the middle of, I don't want to say a field. Let's just say it's a large portion of where all these things are happening. Now, is this rock? This very well may be rock. I don't think it's dirt. I think it's rock. Now, yeah, it looks like a ship of some type to me. A helicopter, no, because there's no blades on the top. Now, when I first saw this, you have to understand my job is try to keep up on what's going on in our paranormal world when it comes to UFOs and the whole 9 yards. And I remember last year, early last year, or the year before that, they were people in the astronomy who are into astronomy and the paranormal side were looking at 3 objects that were supposedly coming towards Earth, and these objects had different type of structure to it. And when I saw this here, it reminded me of one of the objects that were coming towards Earth, and I'm going to show you that object. This was taken by a satellite or one of our telescopes of an object in space that's supposedly coming towards Earth. And from what I understand, it was supposed to be either here already or coming pretty soon. Now, I looked at, has always been the back of my head. And then when I saw that object on the dirt, I'm going, whoa. That's
close.
That's pretty close. Now, is it the exact same? No, it's not. But do you guys see what I'm getting at here, guys? Do you see it? Let's try this here. Do you see what I'm talking about? Is it a coincidence? Yeah, maybe. I don't know what to say, except I'm showing it to you guys because this is what I found north of Fresno. Now, something else that I found is this. This is very large. This is probably the size of 2 football fields in length. Now, you're probably going, oh my God, a lot of squiggly lines, big freaking deal. Well, let's look at this portion right here. Does that look like a bird on a tree limb, on a nest maybe, and another tree limb? When I show this to somebody right away, they all of a sudden think, wow, that's a bird on a limb. Again, this was out there close to that ship rock that I spotted. But you can only visually look at these from the sky. If you were driving around here, this is like the fence over here. So this is like a large, large area. You can't see this from the ground at all unless you're like several miles up in the sky. This is the only way you're going to be able to notice these. Again, North Fresno, where all the UFOs are being observed. I'm just throwing this at you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing this at you guys. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it just a coincidence? Yeah, maybe, possibly. But I wanted to show you guys those. So let's see. The hawk looks exactly like that. Yeah, the picture of a hawk. It does. It does. A drunk farmer, a bird on a tree. Well, you know what? You can go and look. But you have to understand, there's no farming done in that area. There's no tractor. There's no reason to drive a tractor out there in that area because there's no farmland. There's no orange trees, no vineyards. It's just flat rock, dirt. That's all it is over there. And then I find these things over there. And it so happens that I'm talking about probably a quarter of a mile is where all these UFOs are being noticed. Okay, so that has to be something. You have to take all that into consideration. And is it possibly a coincidence? I don't know. But it's all about investigating and finding out, what's really out there. And when I come across these weird designs in the rock and in the ground, and in the ruins on top of that, well, I think something is definitely going on there. Tell your girlfriend to get your laps. Okay, I'm just reading the chat here. I can't believe Nolan is not answering you guys. This is weird. This is not right. Like, for some reason, something is preventing us from talking to him right now because he just texted me not more than 10 minutes before, and he said he was going to have the phone on. So I don't understand why he's not. I'm going to call him again.
This is weird.
That doesn't make any sense, guys.
Yeah, I want to hear it too. I mean, this is just exactly what we were talking about the other day. They were all in what do they call it, where they're all together like that, and in the same pattern, and then they all left in the same pattern.
Hey guys, you've reached Nolan. Leave your name and number.
That is just freaking weird. I don't understand that at all. You know what? I'm just going to keep on trying. Hold on, one more time. That just does not make any sense.
Call the kid in Oakhurst that had the Bigfoot sighting.
You know what? I was trying to find the number and I couldn't find it. This just blows me away. I don't get it. I was excited to have this guy on too.
Hey guys, you've reached Nolan. Leave your name and number after the beep, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Nolan, call me right now. 287-8367. 287-8367. We're waiting for you, bro. God. Okay, well, God, that just upsets me because, I wanted to. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, anyways.
That
all
would
right.
be fun if we
no,
all
he's not.
started
No, he's
calling
not.
him.
He's not pulling my leg. Because if you know the whole story, he did not know who I was. He went on Facebook the day after the sighting, and he posted it on his wall. And the only reason why I found out about it is because a friend of mine's daughter knows him, and he, that's how I came in contact with him. So it's not like, he knows exactly who we are, and he had no clue we even existed. So
I missed it too. They're talking about this kid that saw the Bigfoot. What happened?
It was.
How did I miss that?
It was the day after the KMJ. When I was on KMJ, I guess somebody was listening to the broadcast, and the father of the son called me the day after, and his son was coming home around in Raymond area, and he was in the passenger seat of his mom, and the mom was driving, and he was looking out the side door, and he saw Bigfoot walking or something, and that was the whole story. That was it. So it wasn't something like he was kidnapped or anything like that. But I wrote down the number and I misplaced it. Ugh. But, it wasn't like a major news story. It was just something that, I saw Bigfoot. That's it.
Well, somebody put up one in Facebook that showed some tracks. And the tracks were huge, like 16 inches, 17 inches. And it had 70 inches in between the foot. That's 5 feet. Yeah, that's just walking, right? That to me that was interesting, and then I went back to look for it, and I can't find it. Can't find the trackway,
So, all right. So, okay. Now, since we can't get Nolan on the phone here, shoot, it's almost time to go, anyways. Gosh darn it! Now we got 10 minutes. What was I gonna say? Well, does anybody want to call in? If anybody have any stories to tell? There's got to be some stories out there. And I want real stories, guys, not the fake ones. All right? So my 24-hour hotline is open right now. If you want to call in, 287-8367. 287-8367. We are going till 9. No, we're not going to go till 9. Probably a little after 8, and that's it. So people want to know what time we're going to be going to. Tomorrow is my kid's actually going back to school tomorrow, and my wife has one more week off. She's a school teacher in Fresno, and the kids go to Sanger School District, and they start tomorrow.
Yeah, we want to know about the haunted house in the country.
So what haunted house? There's no such things as ghosts. Yeah, all right. Do you want to know about that?
Jolene has the haunted house in the country.
Well, yeah, give us a call. Come on, man. Come on, Jolene. Call us.
Orbs. Orbs blow up jets.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I seen on video.
Oh. Hold on, let me pull up some. What's the matter?
They got orbs, but they're not calling.
I just can't believe he's not calling, guys. I really wanted to have him on for about 20 minutes and talk about him and what his associates also witnessed. Oh. Let's see. This is not Nolan, but somebody else. Hello, you're on SPS Radio.
Hi, Jeffrey. It's Jolene.
Hey, Jolene.
Hi, Jolene.
Hi. Let me turn off my computer.
You got to turn it off. Just hit the volume.
I know that if the other guy calls, I can hang up real quick. But, I wrote that article for Traffic Magazine about the haunted house in the country.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And when I wrote it, we had gone on a ghost hunt with Phil Kingsburg Ghost Hunter, and there was some things that happened that were strange, but I got a call from a woman, and she said, "I think you're writing about my house." And I gave her some details about the house and where it was, and it turns out it wasn't where her house was. It was in a different place. So she's telling me about her story, which just had my scalp crawling. It was the scariest thing, but apparently they had lived there, and her husband lived there a few months before the family moved in, and everything was fine. The family came, the dad got a job, the family came, they moved here, they lived in this house, and they were renting it, and the owner of the house was a collector of antiques, and he was into the gold rush items, and so he would buy these gold rush items, and then he would ship them to his house for storage. And as he was shipping them to the house, stranger and stranger things were happening. And so she would walk by, I don't know, what do you call the gold rush, the troughs, right, where the water comes down and they go through to try to sift out the gold.
Right.
And she walked by one of those, and it called out her name. And then just strange things started happening. They started, having difficulty. They were afraid to go to sleep. So at the end of this story, she said they were all sleeping in the living room because they were so terrified. And the night that they fled the house, something had grabbed her kid's ankle and was pulling it across the living room.
Whoa.
So they grabbed the kid, and they ran out in the middle of the night. So this is this haunted house, and she thought that this was the story I was writing about, which of course wasn't, and I'm just really thankful we didn't ghost hunt that house. But she had felt like everything was fine until the owner started shipping this gold rush equipment. And she felt like all of this bad stuff had happened because of the gold rush equipment.
It could.
These spirits and entities seem to, stay with items of, yeah. I mean, I could definitely see that happening. And I'm going to say probably that is probably what's causing all that, is all that old stuff that people have been around, and all of a sudden it gets shipped to someplace else. Well, they're going to follow it, man, wherever it goes.
Yeah, they attach themselves.
Yeah,
to
absolutely. It. So, man.
So let's go.
I was going to say, you don't know where this house is at, huh?
She actually gave me the street it was on. In fact, I texted Danny, because Danny was with us when we went on the original ghost hunt, and I didn't remember what street it was on. And so he might be able to put in the chat if he remembers what street this woman was on, because I think I asked, were we on this street? But when we were talking about the Swedish company coming, I had called her back and said, that we might want to reconnect regarding that house.
Right.
So, if there's anything that ever comes up, I could reconnect with her, because she had called Traffic Magazine looking for me because she wanted to tell me her story.
Got it. Well, yeah, definitely keep her number close to you, because if something happens on our end that concerns another show, that would be something that we can definitely use as an episode, because something like that is pretty scary.
Totally. Can you imagine having seen your kid being dragged across the living room and you don't know what's got them?
You know what? See ya.
That's what they did. They fled.
You know what? And yeah, you know what? And that stuff gives me the creeps. Even though I do this is what I do. I still get goosebumps. Sorry, guys. I'm still. And it makes good TV too. If you guys are listening, yeah, I get scared. I mean, who doesn't get scared?
Do they not live there now? Did they just
no,
leave?
they fled. And so she had thought that somebody else was there. I mean, when the ghost hunt, the place that we went. I mean, that place was supposedly very haunted, and those people just accept it. And the ghost was, according to the people who lived there, they talked to us before they left. I mean, they talk to us. They get in the car and they leave. We're total strangers. They leave their house for us at night, and say, what time do you want us to come back? Which, who does that? But, that ghost was aggressive.
Wow.
They had said he had pushed the male, the patriarch of the house. The ghost would push him.
Right. Wow. That's cool.
And the woman who had lived there before was there, and she got freaked out and she just wanted to leave. She didn't want to stay.
Well, yeah, I don't blame her. That's
people have lived there for like 15 years. The people that are there now, it's just like they've accepted it.
They accept it, huh? Wow. Well, if it doesn't do them any harm, then there's nothing really you can do. Now, is that their house or are they renting it?
Renting.
See, if they were just renting, I would be out of there so fast.
I know, right?
I mean, gone. See ya.
Yeah,
the founder of the Sanger Paranormal Society just left the haunted house, and I'm out of here. Of course, if something grabs my leg and drags me across the floor,
There was the news article about the couple who tried to get out of their lease because they said their house was haunted. Did you hear that?
Oh no, I didn't.
It was a Main Street. But it was actually
Her phone is haunted.
They were trying to get out of their lease, and they were saying that the house was haunted.
Oh.
And so it was going to court because they didn't know if that counted as something that they could get out of the lease for.
Right. That's actually something that people can definitely use to try to get out of a lease, I guess, right?
Well, I would think if you're that scared, it wouldn't matter.
Right. Well, yeah, but, in a lease as a contract, they can come back and sue you. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So, well, oh well. So,
okay, so that's my ghost story.
Well, awesome. Well, if you can, see if you can get that location of that house, and we'll, find out if there are people still there or if it's just abandoned. Either way, I'd like to keep it in our Rolodex of haunted locations and see what we can do, because you never know, we might go back there. We might just if we can get permission anyways, but
right
so.
Yeah, okay, all right, I will
awesome.
I have the number of the person who used to live there
you go.
She could at least give us the name of the owner.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, well, cool, thanks.
Okay,
thanks, Jolene.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye, Jolene.
So Jolene writes for a magazine, and what I want to do is I want to show you the magazine that I did a shoot. She did a story on Bigfoot, and she put me on the front cover. And I'm just going to show you really quick of the goober that I am, and put me on the front. But that's me. Yeah, I know I'm a geek. But that's me on the front cover of Traffic Magazine, and she actually did a pretty good article. It was like 3 pages in there. So,
wow.
So yeah, it's actually pretty cool. So there you go, Mr. Geek. All right, no more of that. So that was Jolene. She writes.
Aaron is now jealous.
Who?
Aaron.
Aaron
Ryder.
No, Aaron has so much on me, it's not even funny. So, but there you go.
Hey, you know what? The girl told me, the producer from the Swedish program, she told me that Kingsburg is famous over there.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, when they come over here, they are looking forward to going over to Kingsburg and checking it out.
Wait a minute. They never told me that, or else I would have had Jolene. Jolene, we're trying to set something up.
Well, she said it's totally famous. And when people come from there to here, if you say you're from California, the first thing they ask you is if you live near Kingsburg.
Son of a gun. Jolene, did you hear that? I guess I missed something because they're only going to be down here for a day. And they want to go to Kingsburg?
She said that everybody that comes here, if they get anywhere near Kingsburg, they got to go visit.
Jolene, it looked like things have just changed. So, I think you're going to need to be on call on, I don't want to tell you what day. You know what day it is, I think, but let's not say what day it is. So, I think they want to go to Kingsburg. Well, that's cool because that's not what they were telling me, but that's awesome. Okay, well, cool, because Jolene was going to notify the Chamber of Commerce. They were all excited, and they wanted to have them come down. So, even if, they can film some downtown Kingsburg and then incorporate it into the show somehow, that would be awesome. Well, there you go.
She didn't go into, like, what they're going to do.
Right.
She was just...
They want to visit.
She was just asking me, you're in California? And I said, yeah. And she said, are you close to Kingsburg? Like, well, yeah.
I sent her. I sent her the proposal that Jolene made up, and I sent her all that information, and she said that because we weren't going to have enough time. We're only going to be there for a day. We weren't going to have enough time to drive over there, to go over there, to do anything like that.
Oh, maybe they're just going to drive through it, go eat or something.
Well, we can go have lunch over there. Okay, well, Jolene...
We'll have to see.
Yes.
You'll have to talk to her.
Yes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be in contact. We're still in contact with them in the next couple of days until they get down here. If they want to have lunch, then maybe you can set up a place where we go have lunch, and we'll let you know. We're going to keep you in the loop, Jolene. Trust me, because this is your area. So, well, cool. I'm glad you said something, Alan, because she did not say anything to me.
She was telling me it's famous.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Everyone in Sweden knows about Kingsburg. Everyone. Yeah. Who would have known? So, all right, Jolene, we'll let you know what's going on. All right, I'm going to try a couple more times with Nolan. How come, Nolan? How come you're not answering your phone? So you take them to Kingsburg and then feed them Hong Kong food?
Please enjoy this Verizon ringback tone while your party is reached.
So can I have the noodles with raisins on top? We don't know his Facebook.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you
do?
Yeah.
But why isn't he answering his phone? I don't understand.
Maybe he was abducted.
Now, you guys have to understand, this is the stuff that we go through when we're trying to contact witnesses, or I'm on the phone talking to witnesses. We get cut off abruptly, and it's like, I just got a text from him 10 minutes before we went on the air that he's going to have the phone on at 7:15. He was in church at that time, but he was going to have his phone on, and he was going to accept my call. I don't understand why he's not accepting our call. And he was way into talking to us. It just doesn't make any sense. Well, in a way, it does kind of make sense. If what I'm thinking is happening right now, I totally understand what's going on.
Especially on that area.
Yeah, that area.
I mean, we've been messed with so much on that area. And we have a lot of stuff coming from that area.
Yeah.
But we've also been messed with. I mean, we have pictures of vans messing with us from that side over there.
And that's one of the reasons why I want to go talk to the flood control people, too, because I'm sure they've seen things out there that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's just so many questions that need to be answered, and I hope one of these days, I doubt it, but, we can at least figure out what's going on, but... All right.
As long as we don't figure it out, it's good stuff. Keeps me going.
So, all right, I'm looking at the chat here real quick. I keep hearing the Thriller door opening. Oh, really? My microphone is that
yeah, it's your
sensitive?
chair.
It's my chair
squeaking.
Yeah, it's my chair squeaking.
They thought Michael Jackson was going to pop up from behind you,
Michael Jackson. I actually have the song.
Look, there he is. No,
So, okay. Excuse me. What else can we talk about? Or let's see. Silence. It's golden. I was not expecting him not to call, because that was going to be pretty much 20 minutes to 25 minutes worth of talk time there, guys. So this was a guarantee he was going to be on. I don't understand what happened, man.
Man, almost every night is a night to watch UFOs for him.
Sundays, Sundays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are the nights. Okay, Sundays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
I've been feeling like anything's going to happen at any time. I have my video camera ready, charged. I bought some new binoculars so that I can, sit out there with my camera and my binoculars. Not much is new from the gatekeeper. we're kind of keeping him in the reserves for a little while. There's just so much stuff happening all around him that it's keeping us busy.
So
it says we reached him, but
that's his voicemail on his cell phone.
Yeah, I know. But
So
we didn't really
it's
reach
like
him.
he should be answering. I don't understand. What the heck, guys? This doesn't make any sense. Not unless his phone died on him.
Please enjoy this
But
and ring back
that-
tone while your party is reached.
He could, well... I'm trying it again. I need to get him on.
Yeah, imagine that. King Thor and Jeffrey were friends. I love it.
No, today was his off day. He wasn't working today because he told me, because I tried to get his schedule, and he said he usually worked night shifts, but he said this Sunday he wasn't working. So I said, well, and he said, that's perfect. I can talk to you on the phone on Sunday. And so that's why, I knew he was going to be on the phone, on with us tonight, because he was not, working.
You'd think he would be watching for it. I mean,
Well, yeah,
really.
that's why I'm blown away.
Ring back tone while your party is reached.
This doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't. He just texted me. You saw it.
Yeah, I did.
You told him, Jeff, you got a text. Oh, cool, it's Nolan. Wow.
Nolan, if you're listening, you have annoying music. Really.
Hey guys, you've reached Nolan.
And we didn't reach you, really.
You're killing me, dude. You're killing me. Now watch. As soon as we go off the air, he's going to call. Oh, dude.
Yeah. He's not at Table Mountain.
No.
He's home or at church.
Judas
not
Priest.
at Table Mountain.
No, he's not at Table Mountain, guys. He's at home. He's not working tonight. Oh, he was at church at about 6:30, and he texted me back that he had his phone off because he was at church. But he said he was going to have it on at 7:15, and he should have been out of church. So all right. Well,
Really, huh? We should give everybody the phone number right now, and we'll all call.
Don't tip me, man. Don't tip me, because that would. All right.
That would be funny if he got a bazillion calls to solve,
hilarious, man.
People in the church would be mad at him.
If that's where he's at right now, which I don't think he is, because he's. Well, then again, what do I know? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right. Number 10 caller wins. So I don't have anything to give away, guys, today. So unfortunately, I can't give away anything because I don't have anything to give away. So all right, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night because apparently Nolan is not calling us, and I am very upset because I wanted him to talk to you guys about this whole thing that happened on New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
One more time.
While he was talking to you, you could have showed the same pictures you were showing the other night. They came from the same spot.
Please enjoy this Verizon ring
Remember
back tone while
those?
your party is reached.
In fact, I think it was last week's show that he showed that. Jeff's desk is full of things to give away.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, cost me money, and you want me to give it away?
We're gonna give Jeff away.
Yep, that would be a sorry prize right there.
After the beep, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message.
Yeah, right. Whatever. So okay.
I heard the sock monkey go off.
What
Giving
what'd you say?
Jeff away.
Yeah. Gee, thanks, wife. I love you too. Did you guys notice on my Facebook wall that I put up? There's a girl. I guess she owns her production company, but she put up 5 YouTube videos of excerpts of different programs and TV shows and movies that actually have used Fresno.
Oh, I saw that. That was cool.
There's like 5 of them in there. And it's like, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Go to YouTube and Google. What do you say? And,
She's ready to give you away.
oh yeah, the first caller, quick, first caller, take them. Yeah, did you say
She's running out there to warm the car up.
Did you say Fresno, or just type in Fresno in the movies or something like that in YouTube, and you can go in there and pretty much it's just everybody talks about Fresno. And let's talk about that just a little bit before we go. My theory, and people think I'm smoking the big one when I say this, but when I first talked about this theory of mine, people thought I was, really out there. But whatever's going on in Fresno, it's supposedly it's been going on for years and years and years, and we're talking probably all the way back to the 1950s, as far as military and as far as UFO sightings. And people, this town or the city, it's always been the butt of the jokes. If you tell them you're from Fresno, people going Fresno, but why do they think that? It's because of what they hear in the movies and in the TV shows. They're always making fun of Fresno. Now let's talk about that. Why Fresno? Is it close to Los Angeles? Sure. Then how come they never? They could have said Bakersfield for all that matter. Bakersfield. But it's always been Fresno. Is it just because of the flow of the tongue? Fresno, or Bakersfield, Fresno. It just sounds right. Fresno, maybe. Well, for all those who live here in the central San Joaquin Valley, in the Fresno area and surrounding little towns and cities, you guys know that the city has tried forever, or the Chamber of Commerce and the mayor has been trying to bring production, bring businesses, bring people down, move to Fresno, try to get things going on here. But whenever they try to bring something very big, it always falls flat on its face and it doesn't get made, or it's because they're trying to figure out what to do downtown Fresno, what big businesses to bring in, but for some reason there's always a roadblock someplace.
It's actually the Fresno government.
It's like they're purposely putting roadblocks in to bring your business into Fresno.
You know what it seems like to me? You have these guys in there and we're a big city. I mean, really seriously, we're like fourth largest in California or something like that. I mean, we're not little anymore. It's these guys with like the city of the size of 25,000 mentality running a huge city, and they don't get it.
Yeah,
and they want to try to keep it little, but it's already too late. We're already big. And they're idiots.
Yeah, they are, because it's the only way, in order to bring more jobs, prosperity to people back in in the work environment. You need to open businesses. You need to bring people in here to spend money. Well, several big ideas have come across their desk in downtown Fresno. Like, for example, I'm going to say it again, Donald Trump and his multi-million-dollar golf, what he wanted to put out there is golf with a big casino, type of deal. But that got shot down. There's so many things that I've heard.
Look how long it took him to do the baseball park.
Well, you know what? They were having the baseball park. People were really up against it too, because they thought it was a waste of money.
Right.
And to this day, they're still not making money at all in that park, unfortunately.
Because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
just small-minded little.
Yeah, that, and people are afraid to go there in downtown, right, because of the mentality that they've always felt that, you go downtown, there's people robbing you and killing you down there, which is far-fetched from the truth. That's probably the safest place you can go. You don't want to go definitely to the west side, like Martin Luther King Boulevard and Elm Street. That's where you really want to stay away from. But downtown Fresno, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Not really.
But there is, for the longest time, even on Cedar Avenue between Ashland and Dakota, there's like
Granite Park.
Granite Park. They've had big giant clubs there, and they can't make it work for some reason.
They had a roller coaster.
Yeah.
That they were ready to put. I mean, it was all there, and you could see it on the freeway. That's all gone now.
It's all gone.
Somebody bought it,
and that goes just for other things in general. So I don't know. I just think that how do I want it? Let's just say the higher ups don't want Fresno to grow. And maybe it's because of what is actually going on in Fresno. There's a lot of
the military and the banksters,
there's
cabal.
There's something going on here in Fresno, and they want to keep it small so they can continue doing what they're doing, whatever they're doing. Are they testing top secret craft, here in Fresno because they have a top secret facility here in Fresno, and if we would to bring in more people, then it's the odds that more people are going to actually witness these crafts being flown over Fresno, which they are now. And the only reason why I have brought it people are now realizing that there are massive UFO sightings is because we are bringing it out to the light, and people are now going outside and looking up in the skies. Things have calmed down. Things have calmed down from last year. Last year it was off the hook.
Yeah, I think it's because it's cold. I don't think it calmed down a bit.
You don't think so?
I think it's cold and you can't sit out there that long.
True, and I probably agree there too. That you're right.
About the time the sun goes down, about the time I go in.
Yeah. No, it's cold out there to be out there. On your roof like Robert is, or just kicking it on the lawn chair because it is cold out there. And, a lot of times if they're going to test top secret crafts, or if it's something else, it's going to be a little after 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's very, very cold outside too, and wet.
See, Summer, she said, Summer Storm, they go out all the time, and I used to go out with them in the summertime. I mean, we went out almost every weekend, and she said she can't go out because it's too cold.
Yeah. And there you go. So,
but I have a place. If you guys don't mind driving a little bit, it's about 25 miles out of Fresno in the foothills. We can make a big campfire and we can sit out there. So Facebook me, message me, let me know, because there's Bigfoots there and there's UFOs. Maybe we might be able to do two things at one time.
There you go. And that'll be the ticket. All right, I'm going to give Nolan one more call.
Yeah, come on, Nolan. What's up with that, buddy? The big tease.
Jeez, pisses me off. I can say that because this is...
Imagine him being abducted for reals, or the government came and told him to shut up. Like, that happens all the time. You get some good stuff, and then this guy makes a phone call and says, you like your life the way it is? Don't say nothing. But I know. I want to go out sky watching. The one in the foothills.
Your name and number after the beep.
I'd like to take everybody up there and do like a barbecue and some s'mores and check out the foothills and listen to the nothingness of the mountains and maybe call in a Bigfoot and a UFO. Have some fun.
Heck yeah. That's fun.
Yeah. Do some weed. Oh, yeah, man.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Who's that? Who said that?
Who is it? BYOW. Got to bring your own weed.
Who said that? Yeah, you bring weed, you're definitely going to see a Bigfoot.
Maybe he might like it.
And a flying Bigfoot on top of that.
We can always, break out the big thing and start yelling out, we have bong rips. Free bong rips for every Bigfoot.
Crazy kid. I'm going to show you guys something, just but you guys didn't know that the Visa card was actually founded in Fresno, California.
There is a lot. When I used to be in the video business a long time ago, I actually found out there is a lot of people from Fresno that's in Hollywood. I mean, there's famous ones and not so famous ones in production and stuff that actually a lot of people come out of Fresno and go over there. And I mean, I even have some friends right now. One of them is, he's like an 8th degree black belt. I went to school with him. We all did the kung fu stuff, when Bruce Lee was running around. But he went over there, and now he is doing movies and coordinating, like the fight scenes and stuff like that. And he actually gets in the movies. And there was a picture on my wall the other day where he had like this makeup on and a thing in his eye. I think it's for some alien movies. Really cool stuff, man. But a lot of people live in LA that are from here, and that's why we get mentioned so much.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, that is why.
Okay, hold on here.
Yeah, you're right, Danny. There is a lot of high-ranking military officials here, and not only that, there is retired ones from like NASA. I mean, I have a friend that he invented the back half of the first nuclear bomb, and he lives right over here in the foothills. I mean, he's an older guy now, but I mean, and he has lots of friends that are here. I mean,
and there's a lot, and most of them are North Fresno near the Auberry Road guys.
Yeah, they are.
They all live over there.
Yes, they do. I mean, that's an eye opener right there. And this guy, I could talk to him. We'll talk nuclear stuff all day long about the bomb and everything they did and what they blew up and everything. But when you get to you start talking about anything about what's going on around here, and they clam up. They act like they don't know nothing, and I know they do.
I'm gonna show you guys something.
I know this guy does, but he just smiles at me when I talk about it.
Okay. Let's. Okay.
Is it Nolan?
Okay. No. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys something here. Hold on. If what Alan right now just said didn't really sink in, well then I am going to really sink it in. Hold on here. Stand by.
They might belong to the witness protection program. I doubt it. I know they got bucks. When they want to buy a car, they just go buy it cash. So these guys are not slouches, and they're all ex-military, retired NASA, all that kind of stuff. And it is a trip how many. I mean, really a trip.
Okay, hold on here.
You're sinking? I'm going to throw you a life preserver.
Who's sinking? What are you talking about?
Danny's sinking. We have to throw him a life preserver.
Don't sink, man. Okay, music. My wife watching TV, not listening to us instead. How rude. Okay.
Bring in the dancing girls. She's not paying attention.
I believe. She's saying.
I could hear her. She's listening.
I know what I think. I think it was this one here. For all those who. Ow.
Computer sucks. It shut me down.
It probably got too hot.
Did you have the fan on?
We need some new computers.
For all those who know James Fox, he was one of the cast on Chasing UFOs, and he does documentaries. I don't know which one. I think it's out of the... Yeah. It's one of these. Anyways, I was watching, and he didn't even catch this. I actually brought it to his attention before he came to film here. In one of the documentaries, I don't remember which one it was. I think it might have been an Out of the Blue, or I know what I saw. It's in one of these. Well, anyways, you can watch both of these on YouTube. But in one of the documentaries, they're talking about the situation where, and you guys probably, if you guys are really into UFOs, you guys remember we sent up one, I think it was like our first rocket out of Edwards Air Force Base, and it had like a nuclear warhead on it, and as it was going off, they had video cameras on it. There was a guy who they hired to videotape the whole rocket taking off. And when they reviewed the videotape, they realized that the rocket malfunctioned for some reason, and they didn't know why. So they went back to the video and they reviewed it. And as the rocket was going up, this UFO came like this as it was going up and went around it and shot a beam of light at it. And that is on one of his documentaries, and it's on YouTube. This is the actual footage. It's like, this rocket is shooting up thousands of miles per hour, whatever it is, and a UFO goes shh, and it shoots a beam, and it loses altitude, and it goes and it crashes. Well, they're interviewing the guy who shot it and says, "Did you manipulate the video in any way?" And the guy goes, "What are you talking about? We want to show you something." And they showed him the video, and they said, "Whoa, what is that?" They didn't know where it came from. Well, this general here, or lieutenant, or whatever he is, was the guy who was interviewing the guy. He was like the top guy. Well, he sent him a letter. You guys see where the address is at? Where the colonel lives? On Jensen Avenue in Fresno, California.
And there you go.
Do you guys see that?
See that?
Hold on.
That's amazing.
That's the letter that they show on the documentary that James Fox didn't even realize. It had the address of 5716 East Jensen Avenue, Fresno, California. That's right over here by Jensen and Clovis, by the way, guys. That's where the colonel lives. Okay, and
or
this guy
used to.
50. I think it's 50. You didn't know that, Cheryl? I brought it to your attention a long time ago.
Show me that.
No? God.
Right there.
What? Yeah, it's on Jensen. Yeah, right over there.
By Simonian Farms.
Yeah, pretty much close. Yeah.
Oh my God.
See, even I tell my wife stuff, and she's like, blown away, Jeff. You're a genius. God, I'm glad I married you. No, that's not what she says.
Danny said the guy died.
Yeah, the guy's dead. I think the guy's dead. But when he was alive and he was working in this high type, and he, what do you say? Don't press your luck. And this is his high. He was 4-star, I think. This guy lives on Jensen Avenue, right here by me. Okay, while all this was happening. You guys understand what I'm trying to say here? There's something going on in Fresno, California, people.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's huge to have this many high-ranking people.
Yes. This is not made up, man. This is totally... You go on YouTube. Again, out of the blue, or I know what I saw. God, I don't remember which one it was, guys. I really don't. Hold on. Government and military officials relieve the truth. I know what I saw. It's this one. I know what I saw. And it's on YouTube right now. If you guys don't have the movie, go to YouTube and watch I Know What I Saw. And it has this picture, and it shows the general's face and this letter with the address still on there, guys, on Jensen Avenue.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Dun.
That's really cool.
So, do I make this stuff up? Absolutely not. How do I get this back up? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to. Not that one. There you go.
I never put two and two together like that. When I was growing up, my dad was a sheriff and a major in the Marine Corps, retired, and he knew all these guys. When we belonged to the Civil Air Patrol, and I knew all these guys, generals and FBI agents, and they all lived here.
As a matter of fact, too, when we spoke to a couple of years ago when the Triangle crash occurred in North Fresno, and Justin, the one who called me and advised me about the crash, and I went down there and did the videotaping and all that, he, on the other side of his house, he would tell me that there was retired science people back there, military personnel, all back there in these houses back there. That's where they all retire and they live. Like, there's something underground over there, and, it's like they drive to go to work. they drive to another house probably, and they go underground to an underground facility. That's what my theory is. That's what I think is going on north of Fresno. That there is a high, and you have to understand, I'm going to tell you another reason why I know there's something. A friend of mine who used to live in Barstow, California, worked on air conditioned units, because up there it gets 125, 130 degrees. He was working at a house and air conditioned outside on the side of the house, and the person who lived there was an older gentleman. And the older gentleman, and you have to understand, Barstow, California, if you don't know where Barstow's at, there's a lot of railways up there, trains. That's where like the major hub for trains are in Barstow, California. And he was working on the air condition, and the gentleman came out and said, "Do you mind if I watch you?" And the guy goes, my friend goes, "No, not at all." So he's working on the air condition, and the gentleman, the owner of the house, started to make small talk, and he goes, "So where are you from?" And he goes, and he didn't really want to say it. He goes, "Oh, Sanger, but you probably don't know where that's at." And he goes, "Sanger, sure I do." And it's up by Fresno. And he looks at him and he goes, "Yeah." And he remembered the gentleman, and they were doing small talk before about what he did, and he said he was an engineer. But he thought, when he said engineer, a railroad engineer driving the diesel trains. That's what he thought at that time. And then the gentleman goes to my buddy while he's working on the air condition, and he goes, "Boy, I bet you guys see a lot of UFOs out there." And the guy's like this. He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You guys see a lot of UFOs out there, right?" And my buddy has seen a couple things, and he goes, "Yeah." You go, "How do you know about that?" "Oh, there's an underground facility north of Fresno. They re-engineer crashed UFOs, or crashed flying saucers." And the guy's like, "Huh? Are you shitting me?" And I can say that because this is internet. Okay. And that's what he told them. See, you guys have to understand, all these bits and pieces that I get is leading me this way. It's not like one day I decided to say, "Oh, there's an underground facility over there," and everybody's going, "You're smoking the crack. How do you know this?" Because of this little things that I show you. These are the things that people come and tell me. This is what's going on in Fresno. Again, President George W. Bush, President Bush's son. Now, we're not talking the older one. We're talking the son, who was president of our last president. Anyway, in 2001, he came down here in May of 2001, and I remember that day because I was coming home from work, and I did the whole hoopla, saw Air Force One come in, and the reason why he came to Fresno is to go up to the Sierras and talk about the redwoods, how to preserve the redwood trees. So he came down Air Force One. I remember going up Jensen. At the time I lived in Sanger. I was going down Jensen Avenue, and I saw 4 military helicopters, taking the president, his entourage, his Secret Service, and all the media in these 4 helicopters, and they take them up. I don't know where they went, to Grants Grove. It's all, you can Google it. It's all in the news. It's the media were there. It's a whole media spectacular. George Bush comes to Fresno, blah blah blah. So he's up talking at and behind a podium up in the mountains in front of the redwoods. Yes, we need to when I'm president, in my term, we're going to preserve the redwoods. We're going to make sure no one touches these national parks. They're beautiful. And okay, the whole photo op is done. 3 helicopters come back to Fresno with the media, his entourage, and the Secret Service, all the people, except President Bush. He did not come back to the airport. You would have thought, okay, it's time to take him back to the White House, go back to Washington. Guess what happened, people? He stayed up in the mountains in a resort or a cabin. I think it was a cabin, a private cabin. He stayed up in the mountains in a private cabin. This is all documented. This is what happened on May, I don't know the exact date, 16th, 17th of 2001. Again, because I have been doing this a while, I had somebody come to me and say, "Hey, I used to work up there in the mountains. I used to live in a cabin near that resort, And did you know that at about 1 or 1:30, he couldn't remember the exact time because he was living there, that one helicopter that was there at all times with President Bush lifted up at 1:30 and went north and flew north Fresno and landed someplace north of Fresno, up in the foothills. And he said at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, the helicopter came back and landed. And I went, really? Okay. Think about this. Who is President Bush's father? Senior. He was the lead guy at the CIA. This guy knows everything you want to know about anybody, anything that's going on. Let's just say he wanted to show his son what was really going on. Now, if there is something going on north of Fresno, how do we get him over there to show him all this stuff? Now, from what I understand, all the investigating that I have been doing in the past, there are underground facilities. We have Area 51, we have China Lake, we have Edward Air Force Base, we have Dulce, New Mexico. From what I understand, there are high-speed rails underground that is so high-tech that can take you from Fresno to New Mexico in probably 20 minutes, from what I understand, with the new high technology that we have today. So let's say, for example, the daddy, President Bush Sr., wanted to show his son what's really going on in the world. Well, we can't take him to Las Vegas and put him up in a hotel and at nighttime fly him to Area 51 because everybody's going to have their eyes on him. So we have to think of a way to get him away from everybody. Let's fly him to Fresno. Let's fly him to the Sierras. Let's put him in a hotel, in a cabin, secluded from everyone else. That's what happened that night. Okay, and this is all fact and documented. You can go, well, not the helicopter taking off and taking him north of Fresno. That's not documented, but that was brought to my attention. I remember when I first started this, there was a DJ on KMJ, a talk show host, Bill Manders. That's who it was. And he was talking about UFOs, just out of the blue. And one day I called him from my cell phone, and I told him the story. He was speechless. He was like, because how many of you have ever heard of a president staying in a cabin up in the mountains by himself? Usually you go to Camp David or you go to Hawaii like Obama. But they know where you're at all time. You got Secret Service, you got all kinds of people. This is not what happened that day.
They'll stay right on their jet. I mean, before they go out and sleep in some kind of dingy old cabin.
So, again, this is another bit to evidence that is telling me that there is something going on north of Fresno. And when I say north of Fresno, we're not talking Herndon, we're not talking Shepherd, we're probably talking way further inward, like Prather, Black Mountain, way up Toll, way up in there someplace. But who is not to say that there are, tunnels that lead somewhere like to the levee someplace maybe where there's an in and out. Because from what I understand from Justin, and at first when Justin told me this, and Justin is the one who actually saw the craft on the side of the hill, he said that he have witnessed, he'll be going down Fowler Avenue and Nice, and all of a sudden, he'll witness something like a craft that doesn't look like an airplane or a helicopter, and all of a sudden he sees these black vehicles going down Fowler Avenue at high rate of speed, SUVs and vans with like 30 antennas on top, chasing this thing. I remember seeing a van like that when no president or high official was in town. I remember seeing a van with 30 antennas on top of it driving by the airport. And this was before I was into this stuff. And I looked at that and I'm going, wow, that's cool. And that was always been in the back of my mind. And then another thing that's told me that there's something going on, that I have seen for those who know of Fresno, down Shields Avenue, the Gap, and it goes and it curves, and then you have the where they park the Federal Express and the UPS trucks, large planes there. I saw there one time 2 Janet airplanes parked there. And for all those who don't know what Janet airplanes are, those are the Janet airplanes. Those are the airplanes. They're 737s that fly out of McCarran Airport in Las Vegas, and they take all the workers to Area 51, and they take them back and forth. I saw 2 of those parked right over there. How do I know those were them? Because they had the red stripes on the side, and they only had, they had a set of numbers on the front and in the back. I knew what those planes were. I knew what those were when I first saw them. I said, holy smokes, what are those things doing here? And that's when I really started to put 2 and 2 together. After that, they were never shown up again, because I had my Blog Talk radio show, and I went on the air and I told everybody what I saw. Well, that's the last time I ever saw them parked there during the day. It doesn't mean that they come in during the night now when I'm asleep. They very well could be coming in, bringing in the workers, during the late evenings, because, there are jets still coming in at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not over there. I'm in my bed here, getting ready for work the next morning. So
that they do come in. That last night at 2:30 in the morning, there was a jet taking off, a passenger kind of jet.
Okay. Well, like I said, people, I've seen 2 of the airplanes parked here. That's why I'm doing this today, because of all these little things that I have found that has been brought to my attention, that I have seen with my own eyes. This is the stuff that's going on here in Fresno. That's why maybe for some reason we could not talk to Nolan tonight. And a lot of people think that I am really out there when I tell them that we are being monitored. Yes, we are. The 8 days that chasing UFOs were here, every single day we were being followed. We actually got them on video several times. Everybody, the whole crew, cast, saw it.
They even the producer was followed around all day by the Fresno police. I mean, marked police cars were following her around all day.
So, what you think is really happening, it's not. I'm not. This is the freaking movie going on here in Fresno. This is one of the reasons why I think that they're trying to keep Fresno small, and it's because they have something very, very top secret going on here that has been going on, and then something else too. I mean, we're gonna keep. I mean, if it's okay with you guys, we're gonna keep on going. Alan, they were just doing some upgrading on the Fresno airport this past year. As you know, they extended the runways. Thank you. They extended the runways. Now, during the night times, at about 12 midnight, 1 o'clock, we could hear low humming noises from that area. I mean, really low humming noises. And I actually had people on Facebook saying, where is that sound coming from? Where is that sound coming from? Alan happens to know a couple of people who were in that construction site or construction area that were driving dump trucks. And all their job was to go in. They were going to load them up with dirt, and they were going to take that dirt to a specific spot where they were told to go dump. Now, a couple of these guys said to Ellen, we have been taking dirt out of that airport, and we don't know where it's coming from. And we're taking tons and hundreds of tons and thousands of tons, probably millions of tons of dirt. And we don't know where it's coming from. But my job is just to go in, load me up, and take it wherever they tell me to go. I have seen them dump this dirt all over Fresno because they were trying to find places to dump this dirt. For those people who know me and what I've been talking about here, is that we also have another underground facility at the Fresno airport. That's, from what I understand, it goes under 4 stories underneath the Fresno airport. I think they were making it bigger. And they were using the extension of the runways as an excuse to dig whatever was underground, to make it bigger, add more rooms, whatever. I know a couple of people at work, where I work, who used to be electricians before they started working for AT&T, that they were actually authorized to go down there and work under the first floor and do some electrical contracting. But when they were done, they had to sign a confidentiality form to not tell anybody about it. How I found out about it is this guy told somebody, a friend of his at work, and his friend knew what I did. He told me, he goes, "Oh man, you need to talk to this guy named Jeff." I go, "What?" He goes, before he started working here, he went underneath and did some electrical work, and he said it's like a big city underneath the airport. I said, "What?" And he goes, "From what I understand, it's supposedly," and then I think this is probably taken out of content, but from what I understand, it goes from Dakota all the way to Shaw Avenue underground. That's how big it supposedly is. Somebody also told me when we were before you came into play, Alan, I was driving up with David Regosa. We were going Bigfoot investigating, and he had a tracker with him whom I wanted to get his phone number, but David could never find it, or I don't know what happened. But this guy was a talker. He loved to talk. And when he found out who I was and what I did, his mouth did not shut up from here all the way up there. And he started giving me just stories. And he says what he does is he teaches the sheriff's officers how to track lost people. That's what he does.
That's cool.
Okay. But he says he was telling me about the Bigfoot, and he's also telling me about some of these law enforcement officers told him that there is an underground facility underneath the airport, and they're doing some testing underneath there. And he doesn't know what type of testing. He says, he even said to me, he goes, "Man, there's way more than you know what's going on in Fresno." Again, somebody else who's very high up telling me this. So, and then, when you have all that, and then you find out that, we were the number one city or number one location in the airport to have backup power by solar panels than anybody else in the United States of America for backup power until the Denver airport came and took over being number one. And then now Fresno's number two. So I'm going, what?
And Denver airport is like another place where they have the underground huge city thing under it.
Exactly. So you guys have to understand that, now we're number two, but we used to be number one. Fresno, California, having the number one backup power in case, let's just say the grid goes down, that the Fresno air terminal would be powered up. Why? Why Fresno? Maybe what's underneath Fresno needs to be powered up.
And I heard somebody was telling me recently that there is enough solar panels over there to light over 180,000 homes.
There's a lot of solar panels out there.
I mean, is that enough to light the freaking Fresno airport?
I knew when I heard it from the director's mouth that, we used to be number one, but the Denver airport was number one now. And I was driving down Clovis Avenue when he said that. I almost freaking crashed. I went, what did he just say? How do you put the Denver airport and Fresno airport together in one sentence and not know what's going on?
Without making it a joke.
Exactly. And it's like, really? And that was on the Chris Daniels show on KMJ when I heard that. And I'm going, geez, is it getting any simpler now to figure what's going on? I mean, you guys understand now all these little hints that I'm giving you, it's all making sense, doesn't it? I mean, it's all
my buddy said
sense.
On the dirt, he said they would clear the dirt all day, truck after truck after truck. Come back in the morning, and there would be big piles of dirt. But there was no place out there where the dirt came from. Right. Yeah.
We know why? Because it was underneath the airport. Now, I think you told me that the head guy. Go ahead, say it. Don't tell him who he was or anything, but tell him what he told you.
that he drove down in there.
Yeah.
Well, he's the one that told me it was 4 stories, and lots of people working there too. A lot of people.
Let me see. Retired engineers, retired NASA people.
NASA.
You know, you guys see where we're going with this? Okay, there's something going on here, man. God,
There definitely is.
there's something going on here, and that's why they're trying to take me out. No. Well,
Maybe. Maybe they took Nolan out.
well, see, now it just doesn't make any sense. How come Nolan is not responding, you guys, when he just texted me, said, yes, I will talk to you? Huh?
Yeah.
Please enjoy this
I mean, he texted like 2 minutes before the show.
Yeah. All right, we're going to try it again. Come on, Nolan, answer, baby.
Oh, that would be fun, a road trip to Denver. We could go over there and get thrown out.
Come on, Nolan. Denver. Come on, Nolan, answer.
Wow, is it really shaped like a swastika? Denver Airport? And that would really be a trip if it is.
Hey guys, you've reached Nolan.
Wow.
We didn't reach Nolan. He needs to change his message.
Yeah, so much for getting off at 8 o'clock. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. When I'm on a rant like this, it's just that, you know, people think I'm losing it, but, you know, I was noticing the expressions on the chat. What? You know, what? Wow, I didn't know. What? Well,
It's been a long time since we talked about that.
okay, and you know, we do talk about bits and pieces of this on our past shows, but you know, if you don't watch the show, well, then you're gonna miss it.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
we might even want to go back and look at some of the stuff that we
you
done
guys,
and
you
do it
guys miss
again.
out on a lot. And for people who are barely coming into the picture, are
Don't even
going,
have a
what?
clue. Yeah.
Did he just say? Are you serious? Absolutely, 100%. I am.
They probably tune us in. That's a bunch of crap, and then tune us out. No.
You know, and that sucks. But you know, and that's what's going on. That's what's going on here in Fresno. You know what? And it's cool because we live here, and this is actually, you know, I'm still trying to figure it out. I kind of figured. I kind of know now what I think is going on and how it's happening, and the entrances and the locations. And I have said this before because, you know, I'm sort of I don't want to say I'm feared for my life or anything, but I have said this on the air in the past, and I'm going to say it again, is I have documentation written down. I have video, I have photographs. I actually have, I put together 5 packages, very large packages, matter of fact, like this. And I have given those packages out, sealed, to certain people. Actually, a couple in the media and other people, and I'm not going to say who. That if for some reason, if anything ever happened to me, then these packages were to be open and are basically going to give away what I think is going on here in Fresno, and you know, and what happened to me, and what's the reason why either I vanished or I committed suicide. Tell you right now, I will never commit suicide ever in a million years. There's no reason to. I love my life. I love my family. There's no reason to. So if I happen to show up one day and, you know, because I hung myself and then I left 2 notes, bullshit. Tell you right now, okay? It's not going to happen. So there's a lot of scientists who happen to die, and there's a lot of people in this business who are scientists in medical field, work with the military and NASA, who all of a sudden just they find dead. Either they hung themselves or they shot themselves and they leave a note. And there's so many of that going on. Well, you know, I've covered my behind, and if that ever happens to me, then it is going to be basically now known what's going on here in Fresno and where all this stuff is happening and who to talk to and where to go. And the media actually happens to have a couple of these packages. So they know that. I broadcasted that out many times on this show because, you know, I have to take care of myself, man. You know, I enjoy this as a hobby, but it's also beginning to be a little bit of a dangerous hobby. So there you go.
Yeah, sometimes it feels real dangerous.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you're being followed around now, and your phone is tapped, which it is, like tonight, Nolan, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, it'll be like when you're being followed around, your phone is tapped and you know it, and then someone tells you that's a psychic, exactly that, be watching out for your life. All in the same day. Then it gets, you're like, man, am I doing the right thing or not?
Yeah. So, I don't know. Some of the psychics think that we're going to be part of something very big. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. So, all right. Well, okay. Last time, Nolan, I'm calling you for the last
2
time.
minutes, buddy.
That's it. 9 o'clock already?
2 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead. Let's see what he's got.
Please enjoy this variety.
We already know what we're getting with him. It says we get him, and we don't. Take bets if he answers. Nothing.
Hey guys, you've reached no.
One more time.
God, he says we reached him. I love that part. You reached Nolan. Huh. We haven't talked to him yet.
While your party is reached.
See, she even says we're gonna reach him. We're reaching out to you, buddy. Yeah, he's abducted, man. The triangle's got him. Ito's starting to like the music.
This song sucks.
Hey guys, you've reached no one. Leave your name and number after the beep, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Now we all should
At the
drive
tone,
to
please
Table
record
Mountain
your
and then go in there and
When you
ask for
finish
Nolan.
recording, you may-
Okay. That sucks. That really does. So, okay. Oh, wow. All right, guys. I guess, ooh, what the heck is that? So,
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you for showing up tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something tonight, that what we have going on in Fresno is absolutely 100% true, and it's like very conspiracy.
Check out Chipman's question really quick and answer it during the closing.
Chances that someone told him not to talk. It could be, maybe his supervisors told him not to talk. That could be. I will find out tomorrow, though, if I can get a hold of him, because it doesn't make any sense. Somebody shut him down, but why? It was just, I just wanted to get his, on what he saw. It wasn't like he was going to show me the entrance of an entrance of an underground facility or anything. I just wanted to see wanted to tell you guys what he saw. And he's not on the phone. There's something going on. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow, guys. Okay? Appreciate you guys being here tonight. I have a blast doing this. There's something going on here in Fresno, over our skies, in our woods. No doubt about it. All I can say is just keep watching us and keep watching the sky, because eventually you'll figure it out. Just, and if you do, let me know. So, all right, for Alan Thomas and myself, Jeffrey Gonzalez, I hope that you guys witness something that you cannot explain. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you next week, okay? Take care.
Good night, you guys. Waving to Austin.